Isaiah 45 verses 1 and 4 through 6. I have grasped the right hand of Cyrus to subdue the nations before him. Thus says the Lord to his anointed, Cyrus, whose right hand I grasp, subduing nations before him, and making kings run in his service, opening doors before him and leaving the gates unbarred. For the sake of Jacob, my servant, of Israel, my chosen one, I have called you by your name, giving you a title, though you knew me not. I am the Lord and there is no other, there is no God besides me. It is I who arm you, though you know me not, so that toward the rising and the setting of the sun people may know that there is none besides me. I am the Lord, there is no other. The word of the Lord. This reading focuses on Cyrus II of Persia who defeated Babylon in October of 539 BC. Cyrus respected the Babylonian people and also allowed all captured peoples to return to their homelands, including the people of Judah. Cyrus became a popular figure in all the lands he conquered because he was a master administrator and did not oppress the people he conquered. Keep in mind that the Babylonian captivity began in 605 BC and Babylon fell to Cyrus in 539 BC. Isn't it wonderful how God works? Jerusalem 70 years. The Jews who had remained in Israel were militarily too weak to free themselves from their Babylonian captors either in Jerusalem or Babylon. Babylon took the political leaders of the Jews and the upper crust, if you will, to Babylon and left the remaining Jews in Jerusalem. This is an age-old policy of divide and conquer. God again intervened in human history and supported Cyrus in his efforts to overcome the Babylonian Empire. God's end game was to allow the Jews to return to Israel. God used Cyrus, a Gentile, to free his chosen people from the Babylonians, and then it was Cyrus who also allowed them to return to Jerusalem if they wanted to do so. It is important to remember that God created everyone, both Gentile and Jew, for specific purposes, just as Cyrus had fulfilled God's purpose of freeing and releasing the Jews. Some of the exiled Jews found themselves established in Babylon, and saw no reason to begin again in a land that many of them could not remember. The Jewish captives' only commonality with Israel was their heritage and religion. When Cyrus allowed the Jews to return to Jerusalem, the entire world came to recognize God's faithfulness to the covenant God had made with Israel to be a great nation, and the families of the world would be blessed through the faith of Abraham. God had a purpose in mind for Cyrus, and God has a specific purpose in mind for you, and the purpose will be made clear to you at some point in your life, but it will be in God's time, not your time. God had used Cyrus to complete his timeline for the Jews. In time God will use you to complete his purpose for your creation. Jeremiah chapter 29 verses 10 through 15, For thus says the Lord, only after 70 years have elapsed for Babylon will I deal with you and fulfill for you my promise to bring you back to this place. For I know well the plans I have in mind for you, oracle of the Lord, plans for your welfare and not for woe, so as to give you a future of hope. When you call me, and come and pray to me, I will listen to you. When you look for me, you will find me. Yes, when you seek me with all your heart, I will let you find me, oracle of the Lord, and I will change your lot. I will gather you together from all the nations and all the places to which I have banished you, oracle of the Lord, and bring you back to the place from which I have exiled you. Yes, Cyrus had completely fulfilled God's plan. Cyrus was killed in battle in 530 BC and buried in this tomb which lies in southwest Iran. God works in mysterious ways, don't question why thing because the majority of the time it is a blessing in disguise.